Hello shape enthusiasts, welcome back to another episode of Shapes 2. If you are new to the series, this is a game where a mysterious overlord tasks us with creating ever more complex shapes and deliver them into this vortex here. On the last episode, we were working through milestone 8. We are up to the last shape in milestone 8, which will allow us to unlock crystals very soon. What are crystals? I have no idea, we'll find out together. Before we get started, there are a couple of things we should be doing. So first of all, somebody told me in the comments there is a thing called map markers. Now, how do map markers work? This icon over here allows you to create a marker, I think. So whenever we're here, for example, we can hit create a marker and we can name that marker milestone 4 shape. And it even appears to let us put an icon. Cool. Let's grab our milestone 4 shape and put that as its icon. If we copy the code somewhere, we should be able to edit that, and now we've got a milestone 4 shape marker. So let's hit H to go home, then let's hit our marker. Oh my god. I wish I knew about this in episode 1. Why have none of you told me this? Why did it take 10 episodes? You guys are trolling me. Alright, anyway, we will definitely be using that as part of our arsenal. I don't want my milestone 4 marker here because, as you'll recall, last time we unlocked the 3rd level. So we've built all our factories right now as Mark II blueprints. So we created all these Mark II blueprints, and at the end of the last episode, we started on these Mark III blueprints, which is going to utilize all 3 levels to triple our output. And a good test of that is going to be rebuilding milestone 4's factory. So let's get started on that. One other thought that I had, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me, is can you guys see when I'm fully zoomed out of this map, the map is kind of divided into these squares, right? I'm thinking each milestone's factory should be encased in one square, rather than having my factory sort of spread out based on where the shape exists. Why don't we create the shape within a square, and then that square will be our milestone factory and nothing else will run through that square? Doesn't that sound good? So let's start by actually looking at this. This place is a great area to do milestone 4 because what is milestone 4 again? Oh, I shouldn't have unpinned that shape. Let me add another marker here and call that milestone 4, and we will paste that code in again. And this is the shape. This icon even gives you the shape that you need for the milestone. It's freaking amazing because this area here has red circle, blue, and instead of like pulling the square from, say, just outside our little box here, we can just make a square, right? It's not hard. It's not like it's not efficient, I guess, in the sense that there's a square right here. Why are we making a square out of quarters or halves? Is there a half? Nope, there's no half. We have to make it out of this quarters, but who cares? Because this is a huge asteroid. It's not like I'm going to run out of space to extract it. So to make each square, I'm going to need 4 extractors, right? And it looks like I have plenty of things to belt out. So 4 extractors would make 1 square. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need 3 sets of 4 to make triple belts. I think, look, we'll test it. I think I'm right in that we can just use up this whole asteroid and that should be fine. And then we're gonna have this nice neat little factory. So to get started, let's delete this train line that's going over here, and we will reroute this train line somewhere else. Can we reroute it north? I believe this only has 2 lines on it. So let's reroute this shape north. It won't matter later because eventually we will be moving this as well, because I believe this is our overly complex milestone 2 checkerboard thing. And you guys have told me how to properly do this now. So let's route everything out of the way. So this entire box here is going to be dedicated to milestone 1 and nothing else will pass through this box. I think that's a good way to do it. So let's get red and circles first. Now, I think I've already started with my Mark III blueprints, so I should be able to get extractor Mark III out. extractors go on the circle, not the color, you fool. Alright, so that will give us, this is our brand new Mark III extractor, which will give us a fully saturated belt of circles. Then we should be able to get a fully saturated belt of fluids. Oops. Blueprint and fluid extractor. And that should allow us to create a painter that should be able to handle this Mark III saturated belt. But we haven't created that yet, so we're going to have to design that now. Before I do that, let me just quickly clean up some of this stuff, because this task is done. And I believe this is the last part of this task. So let's unlock that and let's figure out where that was being created and decommission that belt to do a little bit of base cleanup. Always do your base cleanup, guys. I don't have any idea where that shape was being made. It was like a blue squarey thing. Was it this shape? No, that's our milestone factory. Be right back. Let me find it. Alright, I found it over here, guys. It was this thing. And we can decommission this line, but we've got to be careful because the back thing over there is using part of that line. So let's just grab this part, delete that. We'll grab this part, delete that. And also this thing is done now, which is, this is how screwed up shape, isn't it? So if we go to our pin tasks, we somehow inadvertently created the green final shape instead of the normal shape. I think I got this one confused with another task, that's why I ended up painting it green. But I believe this one is in progress at the moment, so we'll leave that, we'll unpin that. And we'll just let that tick over. We should validate that that is indeed still working. So let's just go back to my home and figure out where we were doing that. I believe it was up here, and yeah, definitely got the right shape going. So that's gonna sort itself out while we design our shape. So we can just go here. Oh, it takes us there. Amazing. Now we got to design a new painter, right? So if we recall, in our Mark II painting array, we did something like this. We're using a Mark I painting array. We're bringing in a double stacked belt, and then it's being flattened into two single belts onto the ground level, and we're using duplicate of these. Now we can continue that pattern. I can obviously flatten 3 belts into a single layer and just get 3 of these platforms somehow and then output 3 belts and collapse it back up. But that is not the most efficient way to do things. What I'm thinking of doing, and there's got to be a way to do this, so I'm going to first create myself a little platform. I want to belt this shape in and do some testing. Bear with me, guys. Let me just belt that over and belt this thing over. So say I have 2 inputs like this, right? A fluid and a shape. And I want to paint them. Let me just grab that and set up my pipes. I've got my fluid pipes, I've got my shape belt. Now, in a painter, we've got to input the shape, output the shape, and input a fluid, something like this, right? And the example that I show, it's fine when you only have one, nothing crosses over. That's how a normal painter works. But as soon as I have a second painter like such, there's no way I can get this belt into this painter, right? There's absolutely no way I can get this belt into this painter without going up a level to cross this pipe, because belts don't go through pipes. Somebody told me there's an easy way to get belts through pipes, but there's not. Like once you belt like this, the pipe gets deleted and it doesn't work. The only way you can do this, and there's a reason why we need to do this on a single level, because say for example, this is a fully working painting array that can handle 4 belts of each side and output it all somewhere. Instead of creating a whole new platform like we did in our Mark II, we can just take this whole design, smash it up one level, smash it up another level, and there we go. We got our Mark III right there, like that, right? So we need to figure out a design that will allow us to get this done all on one level without raising any of the input or any of the output. And I'm sure we can figure out how to do that. So let's get started on that. Now we're all clear on the requirements. So why don't we start with how many painters we need? We need 4 painters to saturate a full belt. Also, I have 62 points, so maybe I should unlock some stuff. No, I'm not going to unlock some stuff. I'm going to save it in case I need larger platforms. Oh, cool. I can get the 2x2, right? I might need the 2x2, I think, because for what I have in mind, but we'll find out. Let's see. So I need 4 of these painters, and they're going to look something like that. And then I need to get these in without crossing, without going up a level. So how do we do that? Well, we can't use belts like this, right? We're going to have to use this function of the belts, which I have seen. I just never found a use case for it until now. A belt launcher. That will allow us to pipe in a shape like this, and let's validate that. Shapes go in, go onto the belt launcher, they get thrown in, which will allow us to pass a pipe in like this. Isn't that right? Isn't that how that works? Then nothing crosses. Okay, so what if I also launch in this thing here? Will that work? Nope, I need to give a 2 space gap to launch this. Fluids also have a launcher, works exactly the same way. So if I launch the fluids in also, then nothing crosses, and this is our design. Can we duplicate that? So the input for that is here, the output for that is here. I'm just going to trim off the input and the output so we know we need to leave room for the input and the output. Now, how can I copy this design across the platform multiple times? It's too small to stack there. What if I offset it a little bit? Like that? No, something is... There's definitely no way I can stick them together, is there? Alright, in that case, then we don't need this. Let's just input the pipe straight in. Then can we maybe stack them together like this? Oh, yes? Not really, because then how do I get the output here? Okay, what's really annoying about these launchers, and if you guys know how to do this, I have no idea, but you can't adjust the distance. I don't know why it's given this icon with the arrows, because other things don't have this. I suspect this icon is meant to allow you to adjust the distance. Maybe it's a bug, I have no idea. But this launch distance is fixed, so unfortunately there's not much I can do about that unless you guys have a solution for me. Let me know in the comments. But we need an output belt as well. And there we go, we have a full array of painted shapes. And to validate whether the distance of that painting is correct or not, let's go over here and unlock, I think I already unlocked this, the trash. No, I didn't unlock trash, is it? No, I did unlock a trash. So we chuck it all into a trash. We can actually validate whether this is outputting all correctly before I copy and paste this incorrectly many, many times. So if we grab our belt and we grab our other belt and we start making this shape, we can hover over this belt and then it says it's waiting for items to calculate efficiency. So we'll let that saturate and run for a few seconds and see if that indeed does give us our full belt. It's definitely looking like it's giving us our full belt. It may not exactly perfectly give us our full belt right now because all my upgrades are out of whack. Stacking and cutting, or painting is done, I think. But that's fine. I'm going to leave these upgrade points for now because I might need them. But yeah, it seems to work. I think it works. So with that done, we should be able to figure out how to make 4 of these. I need 4 of these on the same level so that I can satisfy all 4 of these belts. I can only fit 3 of these onto one level. All right. Let's start with 3 then. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, does that make sense? Where am I going to put my 4th one? I need another platform or a bigger platform. I mean, if I had the 2x2 platform, I could do all this in one 2x2 platform. Can I make it smaller with a 1x2 platform? You guys have posed me a challenge to compact my designs. I don't think I can compact this anymore right now. I might think about it later, but maybe if I put one here, would that work? Let's see if it's possible to belt all of that together. Okay, I need to belt this output somewhere. I need the input of the fluids somewhere. Let's hug the wall. Hugging the wall is always a smart idea when doing this sort of work. Let's get that across, and then we need that into the fluids. So we'll give a little bit of room for the output belt. So that goes into the first one. We got 1 down, 3 to go. Let's leave some room for the other 2 pipes here. Let's pipe that over this way. Oop. That's not how you pipe that over that way. We need to press C. Don't forget our basic controls because we haven't done a complex design on a platform for a really long time now, guys. So I'm really excited to be doing this. So we've got our 4 colors in. Now we need to get our 4 shapes in. So we'll start with this top one. Let's see if this works. Let's belt in something like this. Where does this go in? Let's keep it as symmetric as humanly possible. This is obviously not going to be symmetric anymore. There's no way I can get this symmetric, I don't think. I will think about it and figure it out, but not while I'm recording a video for you guys, because you guys don't want to see me trying to do that. Do that. and we will bring this one down here. That's all my inputs and outputs. Is this gonna work? Holy crap, is that working? Yeah, it's just taking some time, but it's going down there. All right, that's the inputs done. How do we do the outputs now? We need this out here somewhere. So what if I change the direction of this to get it to come out this way? Be friends. And something like that. And I need this belt to go all the way out to the bottom now, somehow. Ow. Well, I'm gonna need my old friend, the launcher, right? That makes sense. Something like this, and we'll turn it there, and then we will launch. One tab. Nope, can't launch there, have to launch there. So that launches it there. Then one tab, we need to launch it again somewhere. That makes sense. Can't do it there. We can launch it here. This is definitely not going to be symmetric, but is it going to work? Let's get it working first, and then we'll pretty it up later. Alright, that one's done. Let's route from the furthest to the closest. We got one out, guys. 3 more to go, and then this proof of concept is going to work. I kind of see it working. I might run into a horrible issue at some point, and then be like, no, it's not working. If I do that there, and that one goes there, maybe? Oh, how do I get the next one then? The next one's going to have to do something super funky, like this. Can it launch over an entire... Oh, it can launch over there. What? No. Is this gonna work, guys? I just need this belt out. Is that 4 belts? That is 4 belts. Wait a minute. I don't even need this section. I don't need to launch it like this. Not this ugly ass launcher. Let's launch it over here. Make it a little bit pretty, right? No, I can't do that. One back. One. Oh my god. It was almost like the game was intentionally designed for this to work, and I've just never discovered it. Is that is not a working full belt. That is a working full belt thing, right? Space belt, validate. I'm too excited, guys. Bear with me. No, that is a fully saturated painting array. This is a fully saturated painting array on 3 tiles. If you guys can get this done in 2 tiles, let me know. But in theory, can I not now just take an entire copy of this from end to end, copy, go up again, and that will just work because I have 3 here, and 3 here, right? Why is nothing working? Is this outputting a triple? I think I was doing testing and something weird's going on. Let me just validate. This is coming out as triple. It is. Why is this not coming out as triple? Oh, right. I probably copied it wrong. Let me copy it with all the inputs and the outputs. I need to make sure. Oh, how do I do this? Get it horizontal first. Let me copy it all with these, this input and output. I thought I did all that for nothing because it wasn't working immediately. Oh my god. Is that a Mark III painting array on 3 platforms on a 3x1? I think it is, guys. I think it is. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I mean, in terms that it's not symmetric, but it's functional and it works. It's giving me a full output belt, is it not? Something's not working though. Oh no, it's just taking its sweet time. I think it's saturating. I'm seeing 3 belts. I'm seeing colors everywhere. It's filled. One rail isn't working because it's taking its sweet time to get there. But yeah, that's it, guys. Mark III painter right here. This is how you do it, I think. Is this wrong or is this really genius? I don't know. The lines between sanity and insanity are blurring for me now, but I'm gonna stick with this. I think it works. It makes sense to me. Let's take this and copy it. And remember, we're gonna make all our designs now orient one direction, which is, oh wait, make sure I rotate the map the right direction, and all our designs are going to go this way to this way, but this one's pretty easy to see where the inputs and outputs are. And then we're going to save this as Painter Mark III, and we'll put that in our Mark III folder. Awesome, guys, awesome. Now we have our Painter Mark III, we can work on the second part of this project. Let me just delete some of this stuff because I don't need it right now. the other thing I want to work on is I'm thinking, you know how we always go around trying to look for the perfect shapes to do some of these tasks? Speaking of pin tasks, I'll come back to that thought. Let me just unlock that and unlock that. Let me go decommission that factory. I have so many points. I should upgrade like at least one thing, right? Let me upgrade. Oh, I'm so tempted to get the vortex launcher as well. There's so many things I want to get, but I don't know. Stuff is going so slow now. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. What do I need to decommission? It was this shape, right? No. What is that shape? It is that shape. No, it's not that shape. What is this shape? What did I just complete? Don't want to keep decommissioning the wrong thing. What is that shape? This shape was done a million years ago. Why do I have this factory? Goodbye. This is not even the main rail. I swear I've just deleted like a useful milestone factory. Or it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I'm rebuilding all this stuff anyway. I believe that factory was somewhere really far away, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's over here. We don't need any of this. Look how big this factory spans, right? And this is my reasoning for it. Because if you look at this factory, because I'm trying to pull full squares and half ninja stars and very specific shapes, it becomes very hard to locate an area for doing this stuff. Whereas if I just make my process a little bit more complicated, for example, instead of finding a place with red circles and blue full squares, I just find anywhere with circular parts and square parts and just piece together a full square from a quarter, then I can condense my builds into tiny little areas and make my factories a lot cleaner. I think that is the way to go. Let me try it. I might be completely wrong. I need to piece together a square from this quarter. So the way I think I'm going to do this is, let's bring our Mark III blueprints and let's take our extractor Mark III, right? Let's take an extractor Mark III and we're going to use a rotator because I think my quarter cutter always takes the top right shape. So we're going to use a rotator. I'm going to start putting some of my, I won't use the blueprints yet. Should I? Extractor Mark III. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be building any more Mark II stuff. So I think it's a good time to maybe give these blueprints some icons and put them on our bar. So extractor Mark III. I want one of these to be a belt icon, so I know. Then we will take that in. I don't know why when you update this, it doesn't update this. You have to like get rid of it and then drag it. We got our fluid Mark III. Right click to edit. We'll put a 3 there, and then we will put a fluid pipe, and fluid extractor icons. And drag that there. We've got our painter done, so we will get our painter Mark III. And we will give that a 3 and some painting icons just like that. Great. Now we need a stacker as well, but we will build that in time. But for now, I want my destroyer Mark III, which someone told me the icon's under here. This is the destroyer icon, and we want to take that Mark III. That's the half destroyer. Using the right terminology, guys. I know you guys are still going on about how I'm wasting my efficiency by destroying half my shapes, but I like to destroy half my shapes. It's not like, you know, we're trying to save the world or anything. We can be a little bit wasteful. Let's put this as destroy a quarter, but I want to somehow tell it that this is a quarter. Can I just tell it like something like that? Will be good enough for me to know that that's the quarter destroyer. All right, cool. So I need the quarter destroyer because I want to take the shape, but before I do that, I need a rotator, and I don't think I've built any of my rotators. So let's just put down a Mark II. In this case, we need a counterclockwise rotation. So CCW Mark II rotator, and we will chuck that over here. Then we will copy this and push it up one level. I actually want to I had another thought, and let me try this with my rotator to help me identify the input and output. What if, let me just delete the Mark II, go back to level 1, and then I will move this all back as condensed as I can. Now, I also think you can press shift to force the blueprint down even if it doesn't let you. That way all my stuff is on one end, denoting the input, and a long belt is denoting the output. That way I can very clearly see, I'm belting the wrong way. That way I can very clearly, what is happening here? Hello? Am I doing this backwards? No. Why can't you connect to this? Weird. That's weird. Yeah, that way I can really clearly see there is like a little tail or a head, and it's not perfectly symmetric when I'm placing it. It'll make sense in a second when I drop the blueprint, but let's copy that and let's put that up to handle 3 levels. Now we've got a Mark III rotator. We will take that rotator to be facing my default orientation. Then we will save this as rotator CCW Mark III. We'll chuck that in our Mark III folder, and then we will get rid of this. I'm going to use it, but I just want to test my theory. Like, say I'm going around making my blueprints. Also, let me just quickly do the icons for this. So we've got a 3, we've got a counterclockwise rotation, which is, I believe, this direction. Yep. Rotator counterclockwise. You know what? I like this bigger circle icon. I don't like this icon. Where was that bigger circle icon? Here. I like this. This is much clearer than the actual icon for the rotator. So counterclockwise rotator Mark III. Why do I have no space? All right. Counterclockwise rotator Mark III. Let's put that in there. Then, like, let's say I want to do my blueprint. I'm like, all right, I can just zoom in a little bit and look how clearly I can see now the direction that this happens rather than it being symmetric. It's like a little key and it goes like that. Now let's just validate this works, because this is a new blueprint. I don't want to make a broken blueprint and then be using it for like 3 episodes before somebody tells me, hey, your counterclockwise rotator has been broken this whole time and it's not doing efficient things. But that looks like it is definitely throwing 3 levels of rotated shape to me, and it is definitely rotating that shape. Did it make my square where I want it to? This is a clockwise rotator. Clockwise? No, it is counterclockwise, but I want a clockwise rotation. That's fine. We can easily give that same treatment to our clockwise rotator. So we'll do that. Let's just leave this counterclockwise rotator so I can easily see. I want these to look the same. So what did I do? I moved this back, forced it here, then just added extra belts up, right? Ah, that's why, because there's that stupid raising belt that was getting in my way. And then we just copy that up at a level, up at another level, and boom, counterclockwise rotation achieved. We will Control S that, call that this clockwise rotator Mark III. We'll chuck that into our blueprints, and then we will go to our blueprints. We will give it an icon and we will put it onto our bar. So we'll give that a 3. We will give that a clockwise rotating icon, which is this direction, I believe. Save. And this is a counterclockwise. If you can't tell already, I am so bad with clockwise and counterclockwise. I don't know why. I must have skipped kindergarten where they taught us clocks, but yeah, I'm stupid. I didn't default orientation this when I saved the blueprint. Great. We confirm, and then we have to redo the bloody icons, because I don't know why when you overwrite the blueprint it overwrites the icon as well. That is silly. Please fix that, game devs. Clockwise icon. Save. We'll drag the clockwise rotator. Oh man, naming convention, guys. Rotator clockwise Mark III. I want them to be you'd say rotator so that they're alphabetically sorted, but it doesn't look like they are anyway. What the heck. Rotator clockwise Mark III. Great. We'll delete that, and we can just very easily now just chuck in a rotator clockwise Mark III. Okay, just like that. Now we should get that thing in the top right shape. Why do I want it in that top right section? Because that's how my quarter cutter works. My quarter cutter is over here. Quarter destroyer Mark III. Input, output. Yep. It is oriented the right way. I'm just not used to using the orientation correctly at the moment. But with this quarter destroyer, why is this still giving me the wrong shape? I think it's just a bit of residual shape. With this quarter destroyer Mark III, it should give us, yeah, I think it's giving us the right shape. Yep, it gives us the right shape that we need. We need 4 of these shapes, and I am purposely building this from a quarter shape. Do you know why I'm building this from a quarter shape? Because it's very easy to find a quarter of a shape that's correct next to the color that you want, rather than like a half version of the shape. I just want to be able to easily find my shape. If I need to make a yellow square, I can just go red, green, as a quarter square there, done. That gives me a quarter. I need 4 of these because I need 4 quarters. So it's going to look something like this. And I should boosh that all back like a tile because that's where the asteroid is. So I just need 4 of these, right? Oh, God. I was saying this is easy, but it's actually hard to squeeze 4 of these onto an asteroid. I need to find where to squeeze them in. So it'll be something like this. And when I said, is the asteroid big enough? I thought it was plenty big enough, but it's actually just barely big enough. So maybe we should do it more square-like instead of this because, yeah, some asteroids are not, they're not always that big, is it? What if we did something like this? That way it's sort of like a square pattern, right? Then what if we brought our rotating thing a bit closer and then brought this in a little bit as well? Because we know that works. So let me modify this blueprint. Oop. Modify it. So the only thing I can think of is we need to make sure this rotator will need to be replaced in the build every time because I don't know where the part I want from the shape starts, right? But otherwise everything else in this thing will be fine. So to do this, we need to make sure that all of these are coming out with the right shape first of all. Let me just pull some belts out and just make sure I'm getting quarter squares everywhere. That looks like a quarter square. 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 Now I'm going to need to stack them together. And I do not have a Mark III stacker, but somebody challenged me to build one on a 2x1 platform. Whoever challenged me to do that, I hate you. Because I could very easily build the Mark III stacker out of the Mark II stacker or the Mark I stacker. I just get 3 of them and flatten my belts. But challenge accepted. All right, how do we do this? How do we even start? How does a stacker work? I don't even remember. Let's go get a stacker. So we need how many stackers per thing? We're going to build this assuming we have fully upgraded everything. 7.2 with equal upgrades 6. Do I not have equal upgrades? Let me get some operator levels and check my research. Stacking. Oh, I don't have equal upgrades. All right, stacking is done. Now we still have 51 points in case we need bigger platforms, but apparently I'm trying to condense everything, so maybe we won't need bigger platforms. What I think will definitely help with this stacking thing is this bent stacker. That's gotta be something that's useful, right? So we're gonna have to incorporate this bent stacker somehow. What the heck does this do? It takes it in, but then it outputs it. What? How? Why does this help me? It takes it in from one side, but then outputs the output there. I don't feel like that helps me. All right, so each belt needs 6 stackers, right? And the reason why this build isn't going to be able to just go up 1 level is because a stacker is already 2 levels tall. So you can't just go up 1 level, then up another level and drop stackers on top of each other, right? So we're going to have to like do some really fancy finagling here. Because we're going to need 1 set of stackers, another set of stackers, another set of stackers. That handles 1 layer of belts, and then we're going to need that again, and then we're going to need that again. And somehow we're going to have to route 4x3, 12 belts in, 12 belts in, and then 12 belts out. Somehow, using the 3 levels that we've been given. Let's see how we can do that. I'm going to give this a go, and if it's absolutely horrible and takes 4 hours for me to figure out, I'll cut it all out of the stream. Out of the video, sorry. Milestone is done. I'm not going to touch that for now because I'm having too much fun making my blueprints. Guys, you don't always have to progress the game linearly. Take some time, make good blueprints. It'll save you miles and miles of time later on. So, inputs, outputs. So, 1 belt in. Let's assume we've properly rotated our shape. Because I want this to be like, one of these has to be like 90-degree rotated, right? So let's build our counterclockwise, like let's just start with clockwise rotation. So if that's clockwise rotated, it doesn't matter. One of these belts has to go in. Let me just take my stacking array and just put it somewhere. Let's just start with 1. So a stacking array needs input. Let's input it that way. Right, a stacking array needs input. Now, how does my corner stacker somehow help me here? Let's just quickly see. I mean, that's how it works, technically. What if I use another one somewhere clever? Why does that help me? It doesn't really change anything, does it? What is the use case for this thing? I don't know. I don't know what the use case for this is. Yeah, I mean, it saves 1 tile of space. Okay, if I ever need somehow 1 tile of space, I'll have to engage my corner stacker. But for now, it doesn't seem very helpful. I'm thinking, can it allow it to wrap around somehow and then do the inputs better? No, not really. I mean, I'm thinking, like, what if we did... Like, we've got to think outside the box here, guys, because this is not going to be a straightforward build. Like, what if we did something like that? And then we wrapped our belt around like that. Is that like a more condensed build? Looks more condensed, kind of. Versus that, which is longer but not as condensed. I think I like this better. It's more complex looking, but it's better, I guess. Maybe. Alright, let's try that. Let's stick with that and see where we get. So we need an input. Like that. Does the corner one help somehow? Like the corner one consumes the belt, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't see how the corner one helps. I'm trying to figure out. I'm sure the secret is with that bent stacker, but I'm not sure. So belt goes in. We need to copy this belt up 1 level for the second input. Then we need multiple copies of this. So this is 1, and I said I need 4 to handle an output lane, so I need to leave room for 4 belts out. So let's just see if we can even fit 4 somehow. Alright, what if we did something like this? That's 4. Then can we fit 3 of these in here? We can. Then can we belt that? Is that possible? Alright, so we fit 4. We've got the inputs and the outputs. In theory, that's possible. I can use the 3rd level for output. Then somehow, some way, I can only try by doing. Let's see. So if I get 1 of these and then I put it there, like give it a little bit of room. I don't see there's any possible way to route these belts. Let's forget about outputting for now. And let's just route some belts in. All right, let's put the bottom shape in. I believe that should just go there. That can go there. Oh, nope, that one can go there. I need to maybe... Nope. There's not even enough room to route these first 4 belts, let alone everything else. If that goes there, that goes there. This goes in, and there's not even enough room to do that, let alone anything else. And I can't extend this anymore, because then it's not going to fit 3 sets of this. What if we belt this one? Let's hide that. What if we belt this one in a different way? This is going to require some super custom belting, guys. So that will input into there. Then this one needs input. But then that blocks this thing's output. But I can launch. What if I launch? Don't forget the launches, guys. We're going to have to use everything at our disposal for this. What if we launch? That doesn't block the output anymore. Then what if we need to launch here as well, maybe? And then that can go in here. Wait, this thing's input is backwards. I'm just going to do the first level first. Then we can just copy our stuff for the second level. That's the output then. No, not an output. That's the output. This one needs to go in as well. Something like that. Will that work? Alright, so that's the 4 inputs on the bottom level done. Super easy, right, guys? So what the heck's happening here? Alright, that's the 4 bottom level input done. Theoretically, I can just copy this. No, I can't. I need to route the top level input separately and customly. Because it's coming from the other side. Oh, lord. Okay. Let me delete this whole second level. No, not like that. Delete just the belts. Can I delete the belts, please? Huh? Why is my shift button broken? Delete. Shift, delete, shift, delete. Delete that. Delete that. Alright. I need to route these belts. So they come in from the first level. They go up to the second level. Now I'm going to follow the same pattern as my bottom level, but flipped and rotated. So that first one can go there. this first one can go like here. Then, wait, that needs to come from the bottom though. Great. Then, oh, sorry, I'm starting to think about how I'm going to route the second level belts over and the third level belts over, but let's not worry about that now. Yeah, it's going to be insane nightmare. Sorry guys, let me just do this first. Let's get this one working and then we'll see if this concept works. Now again, I don't want to cross here because these belts need breathing room, so I need launchers, right? Let's launch this over to this side like so. Why does this launcher feel much larger? It's one space and then a launcher. One space and then a launcher. But if I put it here, oh, because there's one space being used for the going up part too, of course. This is going to be so tight. Whoever did this on a 2x1 platform, you're a genius. Launcher, and we route that. Okay, we've got 4 inputs, guys. We've got 4 inputs and we've got our half shape out. Perfect. How we're going to get this half shape out ever is beyond me. So maybe we can route it onto the 3rd floor and then somehow bring it back down to floor 0. But I doubt we have the room to do that. Well, we'll find out. Now we've got to do the exact same treatment with the second section. So if we take a copy of all of this with the 4 inputs, we need that there. Yeah, this is impossible, guys. Isn't it? Is this even possible? How do I get my belts down there? So we need to take our second layer belts down here, but the second layer is being blocked and I can't use the 3rd layer because the 3rd layer is going to be used for stuff. I need to get the second layer over here and there's not enough room. There's definitely not enough room to do this. I mean, the concept is solid, but there's not enough space. Whoever figured this out, if you figured out how to do this on a 2x1, my god, that's absolutely amazing. I unfortunately am not as clever as you are. Let me unlock my 2x2 foundations because I think I can definitely get this working on a 2x2. When it's not wasted effort, guys, I need this part of the template. What I need to do is put down my 2x2 foundation. I'm not going to waste any more of your time because this, like, I'm sure I could get it to work if I spent like 10 hours trying to figure it out. My brain will eventually rub its 3 remaining brain cells together and give me a solution. But for right now, I've no idea how you route this belt. I haven't even touched the output yet, and I already can't route belts into here. So let's just take this design with the launchers and this section. Let's take it into here, and having it here should help a lot because now I have plenty of space on my left and my right to do all sorts of fun things. We'll put it at the very, very top in case we need room. We can adjust it later. It's not a problem. No, we won't put it at the very, very top. We'll line it up with this and then we'll make it symmetric. Perfect, like that. Now I have plenty of room to work with, so I'm not scared of anything. I can definitely get this build to work. I am certain of it. If I can't get this thing to work, I'm just going to revert back to my original plan, so don't be too frustrated. So that goes in. That's the bottom and the top shape. We'll worry about routing everything out in a second, but we got plenty of space and a 3rd level to work with. We got whole dimensions, we got launches, we got everything, guys. We will definitely figure this out. So next we need to get this going with a copy. So let me take a copy of this. And can I take a copy of it like fully? I'm trying to copy the same amount of distance, but this side has like a little extra bit for the rising up part. Oh no. Is this not fitting? It is fitting. That's fine. One of these is going to have a sort of gap, and that gap's going to be down here because this is a straight line and it looks pretty. So next one, we've got to take the second layer input of this thing and belt it down. So we need to leave a little bit of a gap and then flatten it. So basically what we're doing essentially is condensing my flattening part and my stacking part into one platform. Great. That's our second layer belts, and we just need to join it with this and that should work. And then we got to take our second layer belts from here, but we're going from second layer to second layer, so we don't need this. In fact, we should just be able to grab our second layer belts. I want to route it the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4 out. And it's being routed like such. So we want to keep symmetric where we can keep symmetric. It's not going to be possible the more complex the design gets. But where we can be symmetric, I like to be symmetric because I'm OCD like that. Great, so this one should work, right? It is showing me the shape that I want, which is excellent. Now we need to deal with our third layer, which should be exactly the same thing. So we should be able to take one of our belts, bring it out here, bring it over the second layer, and then collapse it. I can't see where the second layer ends, because I want to collapse it right where it ends. Yeah. And that's the bottom one. Oh, bear with me, guys. You know, I know some of you might get really frustrated watching me build this wrong, and I'm certain this is not the most efficient and definitely not the most compact design. But you know, a lot of the fun of this game is just iterating on your designs and figuring it out on your own. You know, you do stuff to satisfy the requirement that you need in the time. So right now, I don't need it to be super compact. That's a challenge that I'm going to do for myself later, right? Right now, I just need this thing functional. And the thing is, you know, if someone just gave you like all the perfect blueprints, this game would be so boring, don't you think? Like, you just slap the blueprint down and you're like, yeah, I'm making the shape in the most efficient way possible. I'm so good at this game. Like, half the fun is just making terrible designs and then going, this is terrible, and then making it better and then going, holy crap, I'm so clever. All right, cool. That's done. How the hell do I get this out, and where the hell do I get this out? It's going to all come out in one belt, so it's not going to be symmetric. I'm going to have to choose like this side or this side. It doesn't seem to matter which side. Maybe I can use that as the indicator of whether it is the bottom or the top shape. So this left side is the bottom shape and this right side is the top shape. But I think that's all working. That's giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 belts of output. And they're all exactly the same shape as we'd expect. So we need to output those 12 belts of output now. Maybe we can do something like they can, I mean, they don't all have to go onto one side. They can kind of split. Yeah, because I can output like on level 1 here, level 2 here, and then like level 3 here, and then just merge the two belts together, right? That should work. Just in case I need more space, but hopefully we won't. So how the hell do we get this out? All right, let's go up to level 3 first. Then I say this design is already done, but I am not really sure yet because nothing is ever really done until the output goes out of the belt, out of the platform, right? Don't get too cocky, guys. Sometimes you think you got a design working, and then it's not actually working well. Wait, what? I'm already seeing issues. This is... Why am I missing an ability to go out? Sorry, wait a sec. I need 2 spaces here, and I don't have 2 spaces here. There's no way to output that. Uh-oh. We're already having issues, guys. We're already having issues. So what if we output 2 onto this side and then 2 onto this side? This is insane. Is this... I assume if I just make the missing parts of the belt, they'll all collapse together back into the same part of the belt, right? So if I did that, for example, would that allow me to, like, say then I space belt like this? Will that give me one full, proper, correct... Let me validate that. Yeah, it recollapses back into this proper position, right? Because I'm outputting on level 3 these 2 and then level 3 these 2. All right, I am gonna have to use both sides of the belt. All right, let's continue with this pattern. All right, we're getting somewhere, I think. Oh no, this is hard to design. We need to get the bottom and the middle layer input out, so we need these 4 to go into the middle layer. So if I start on the bottom, I need to go to level 2 and output these. So that should be very straightforward. And then that should be very straightforward. Is that not intersecting anything? No, it's not. Level 2 goes there. And then level 2 goes out here. But this side will intersect things. Oh dear. So we need to go to level 3 first. Then we go back down to level 2 and then go out. Is this gonna work? Level 3 first, where there's nothing. Then go down to level 2 and out. What? You made this on a 2x1 platform? How? How did you make this on a 2x1 platform? I assume you're putting your stackers some on level 1 and some on level 2, because you can put a stacker also on the second level. You must be doing that, right? You're a genius. Honestly, you are a genius. Now we need to output on level 1, which is the hardest level, because how the hell do we do that? Something to do with launches. Something to do with launches. All right. We need to get out by going to level 3 first, then getting as close to the output belt. We're going to have to we can't output on level 1 here. We're going to have to go down to level 1. Sorry, let me figure out this belt. See, thinking if we go down to level 1 here, is that right? So now we're on level 1. We need to launch past all this crap. Oh, that launcher is 4 tiles. It's perfect. Then we can output on level 1 in here. Or we'll keep the pattern and output it to the side. And then we're going to need one on this side too. That one is meant to be on that side. So let me just fix that up. Oh, it's lagging. Did I just delete something I wasn't meant to? Nope. Let me just fix that up. And we'll keep that because I'm going to need that anyway. But this is meant to go here and then down to level 1 and then go tab launch over there. And that outputs the shape onto level 1. Right? And then we do the same thing here. And then we do that. And then that should give that shape out to level 1 as well. Yup. Look, we've got a fully saturated left and right. Now we've got to fully saturate the mid. So we've got 2 more belts left. Then we go up to level 3. Then we need to go back down to level 1. But level 3 channel's already being used over here. So can we duck under and use the... No, level 2 channel's being used here. What do I do? I'm panicking, guys. It's the last 2 belts. Let's go down here. Let's go to level 1. Maybe level 1 will help us out somehow. Maybe we've got to throw this thing over this belt over here. Then we can go over here and maybe throw it again over this belt. And then we will collapse it back in underneath. Oh, we got 1 belt left, guys. 1 belt left. Up to level 3. Over here. Back to level 1. Belt launcher over here. Belt launcher over here. I could just belt launcher here. It doesn't really matter, does it? But let's keep symmetric. Why did I belt launcher 2 here? But now, oh yeah, because these are the 2 on the inside. These are the 2 on the outside. So let's keep symmetric and do that a little bit out. I'm crazy, guys. I'm not only doing this most crazy design in the world, I'm trying to keep it as symmetric as I possibly can, given everything. And then we collapse it in, and that is it. That is a fully belted out stacking array. What am I doing with my life? Let me just delete some of this stuff. Space belt. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot this. We're not done, guys. Don't you worry. We are not done. Why is there one thing's shape that's not quite correct? How am I supposed to figure out where that's coming from? I'm gonna trace this all back. That's giving the correct shape on all 3 levels. That's giving the correct shape on all 3 levels. Is this just junk? Please tell me this is just residual crap. I think we did it. Mark 3 stacker, guys. Mark 3 stacker. There you go. Take a look at that, boys and girls. Take a look at that. That is my Mark 3 stacker. I'm very proud of it. Please flame me in the comments and tell me I've done this completely wrong and super complicated and there's a really easy way to do it. If you can. I would love to know. But for now, this is my Mark 3 stacker, guys. This is my Mark 3 stacker. So I'm going to take this, and now how can I indicate very easily which goes on top and which goes on bottom? This is the bottom, this is the top. So wouldn't it be smart if I did some sort of flippities? So now the top is at the bottom and the bottom's at the top. But what if I just simply flipped it like that, right? Then doesn't this tell me that everything, the top, now if I orient this like this, I know always the top is the top and the bottom is the bottom. Does that make sense? Or am I just so happy that I've just lost the ability to speak now? Stacker Mark 3. All right. we've done it, guys. We have done it. Mark 3 stacking icon. Where are you? Stack? Is that a stacking icon? It's not a stacking icon. Stacking icon. Mark 3 stacker, guys. Mark 3 stacker. We haven't made any progress this episode in terms of our milestones and shapes. We're not actually done because even though we've got our Mark 3 stacker now, I do need to put it on my toolbar though. Stacker Mark 3. Great. So with that stacker Mark 3, I need to use that to stack these into, there you go. Really, the input should be back here, eh? Oh god. That's alright. It's good enough. It's good enough. I don't care. I'm not modifying the blueprint. The input should be back here, or the output should be there. Really. No. I'm not. This is it. This is the Mark 3 blueprint, guys. The input goes in there. That's how it works. That's the rule. That's the law. No one tell me otherwise. All right. This needs to be. I just want to make this part nice and symmetric. So this needs to be there, then that can go straight in, and that can go straight in, and we can delete the excess because we are still building our quarter to full thing, right? So then we just need to build another stacking thing somewhere over there. Let's just copy it with its belts, and then we can put it as close as we can. Actually, this can go back one more. I'm trying to condense this as much as possible. Okay, then we can take this and just copy it straight to the other side. Why is this not lined up with this? Does this need a flip? What? What is going on? Alright, whatever. This thing needs to do one of these. So this thing is rotated clockwise, I believe I did. This is a clockwise rotator. So this one is unrotated, right? I believe this one is not going... No, wait. What? That's the... Yeah, okay, sorry. This is the output rotation. Is a clockwise rotator, so I need, this is unrotated, so I need a counterclockwise rotator for the output. So let's put one down there, a rotator counterclockwise, and then we need a rotator 180 because we need to rotate all 4 parts of this shape. Is this a Mark 3 rotator 180? This is a Mark 2 rotator 180, isn't it? We need to make our Mark 3 rotator 180. Let me orient north. We rotate that. We'll do the same treatment as we did before, guys. Very simple. Pull that back, hold shift to click, delete the middle section, belt out like that. E, get rid of that top layer, go to the bottom layer, copy that, push it up, layer 2, layer 3, and just like that, we've got our 180-degree rotator. Can I condense this one more tile out? I can. Can't be bothered condensing this one tile out. Oh, come on. I can do that. Did I do this all like just one tile off? I can just copy that, right? Yep, that should work. All right, great. This is my... Oh, let me validate that it works before I save it to blueprints because it's really annoying to do the icons. So that's going through. That's giving me 3 shapes out. Okay, I think that works. Great. Let's just save this as Mark 3 180-degree rotator. Rotator 180 Mark 3. Then we'll chuck that in our Mark 3 folder, and that does our final Mark 3 blueprint that we need. Let's get rid of that, and let's put in our Mark 3 180-degree rotator. Excellent. Now we've got that outputting at that angle. We've got that outputting at what angle? That's the top right. That's the top. So that's the top half, and this is the bottom half. It works, I think. So I just need to push this together somewhere. Let me take this part at least, and then do it like that. At least that's symmetric, right? Then we can do that, and that's almost symmetric. And oh, do I want to do it symmetric like that? Because we need we need to merge this one more time and then output it. Maybe these should both be facing inwards. So something like that. Because it doesn't matter the top and the bottom for this. It should just give me a half square. And then that should go the other way. Then I should be able to push that over there with a tunnel. And I should be able to push this over here with a tunnel. Then we should be able to join these together somewhere with another stacking platform, right? So if we bring our blueprint for our new stacker, oh wait, we need to leave 2 spaces for the stacker. then we should be able to just do that. And then that's our output. And just like that, we've created a blueprint now that can turn any quarter square or any quarter of a shape back into its full constituent shapes. Let me just check that is correct. Yeah, I think that's working, guys. All right, so we've got our full squares here, a full saturated 3 belt full squares. I know you can just extract the full squares right here, but that goes past my theory of keeping everything in a box. And I just wanted to test in the future when we need this, we have this. Let me save this. Quarter to full, and we'll make a new folder for this. Well, I'll put it into the main folder. Then we will utilize this because we need a blue square. So that, and we need blue. So let's bring this up somewhere. Then let's get our fluid extractor. We've already got a Mark III fluid extractor set up. That's not a Mark III fluid extractor. That's a Mark III fluid extractor. And let's see if we can't paint ourselves some blue squares. Let's grab that over here. Let's use our brand new painting array, and we know what direction that goes in because there's a little tail there. Actually, we don't know which direction fluid and stuff goes in, but we'll figure that out. We will put in our pipe. We will put in our belt, and that should give us painted squares. Now we need painted circles as well. So here's my circles, and here is my belt of circles. Maybe we should do this all lined up. Wouldn't that be smart? Let's do that like this. And that can go straight into this painting array, I guess. Something like that. We want to output this way. Then we want the belt to be down there and the paint to be there. Yep, that's right. Is that right? I believe that's right. Let's get that out. Then this can go this way. This thing can be cut like here somewhere. Then this pipe can come down. These two can come together into a stacking array. That should give us our milestone 1 shape. Stacking array is here. Stacker. So how do I know which one is the top? Oh, right, I remember. If I go like that, I know the top is the top and the bottom is the bottom. And to get my shape, I need red squares on the top, which is like that. Amazing. All right, well, I think we're done. That's red squares, blue circles. Now, see how this is all done, like in this box? This is my milestone 1 box, and then we can output that onto a train and send that home. So let's bring our cargo, blueprint cargo loader. Then we want to output onto a train rail, something like that. Where's the output here? Here. Probably want it to go past this rail, right? No, we don't have to jump the rail. That should be fine. Is there a cleverer way to do this? Where I don't intersect anything? If there is, I'm not seeing it right now because my brain is probably fried from building that damn thing before. Let me just belt this out the easiest way I know how, and we may clean this up later. I'm trying to be quick because I don't want this episode to go on forever. We've got our 1 train, and remember, we need more cargo for our train, so maybe I'll save this blueprint as cargo loader so we never make that mistake ever again. See, we are learning, guys. We are learning from our past mistakes. We want to train rail this up into home by going up and meeting this rail. Make sure the rail colors are correct. That is red, but I got another red coming in here, so this can't be red. Either that or this one that's from over here can't be red. Alright, you know what? This one just won't be red. Doesn't matter what color my trains are, obviously not. One day I'm gonna have train loaders, train launchers, and then it won't even matter what is the color of the train, right? In theory, let's put that as blue. So now that has its own rail. Tier 1 shape's going to go in here. It's going to come through and it's going to go all the way to our base, split off as blue, which goes here, unloads here, goes into our base and makes us happy little engineers. Now we get rid of our old milestone 1 shape because we want to clear this area. Make sure I don't delete anything vital. We can clean up all of this, clean up all of this, all of that, and all of that. Don't need this lovely little train launcher anymore, right? Can I just overwrite that? Is this gonna break all my railings? Nope. should be all good. All right, excellent. We are good. We did our cleanup, and now we need to put our final little thing on, which is the marker, right? Can we right click to edit? Can I just put this marker, like reset it or something, or do I have to actually delete it and redo it? Because if I want this to be my marker, I have to click the create map marker milestone 4, and then we need to put in that shape. Oh, I should have copied it. Damn. Let me go to my milestones. Let me go back to milestone 4, and let me pick up this shape, copy its thing, and then I believe the hotkey is L to put a marker, milestone 4, paste that shape in, and boom, we got that thing. And the only last thing that we really need to be doing is this factory was dedicated to somebody, and I believe his name was Rusty Nail. So let's put his name back on there. I know I haven't done this for a few episodes, or you haven't seen your name in here, but when I started this series, I did promise you guys that if you left a comment that I would put your name against one of the milestone factories. What I didn't anticipate was that these videos would get more than 10 views and there'd be so many of you guys commenting. So I'm going to have to be a bit selective in terms of whose names I put against these factories, because there's definitely more than 4 commenters. We'll put in the original names first, and then we will work out the rest as we go. But here we are done. Look at that. Now we can go home and we can go, oh, how's our milestone 4 factory doing? And just click that marker and it takes us there. Awesome. And we can look at this now and be like, is this, oh, this is triple now. This is very, very high throughput. I don't think our train is able to handle this. Why is it not picking up the third one? Or are these all coming out at different paces? It is a little bit, right? But it is at full throughput, is it not? Let's just double check that. I mean, they all look like full. That looks like 3 full throughputs of belt to me. That looks like 4 full throughputs of belt as well. That gives us all the throughput in the world. Our train is picking it up. And it should be fine. I think we're good. I'm going to test the train throughput by just leaving 2 cargo section train, because we are quite close to base. So let's see if that train can keep up. But otherwise, I think that wraps up this episode. I don't believe there's anything else I want to do. Oh, I do want to do one last thing. I want to label this in the overworld somehow. So that when I zoom out here, I can see that this is the milestone 1 factory. So maybe I will invest some platforms, into doing that. So I want to draw, where do I want to draw? Like maybe we'll do it in this corner. We'll do it next to the labels here. The second box we'll call M. Oh, I just want to make sure I have enough. Like we have so many spare platforms that we can afford to do this. That way, is it very clear in the overworld that this is M4? It is. This little text is sort of constantly intersecting it. Maybe we should put it in the middle of the world. That way we know this box is M4. Nice and easy in the overworld. I'm not sure if that looks nice or not, but we'll keep it for now and we'll see how it all looks when we tidy all of the rest of the stuff up. I like the fact that it's been highlighting as well. Like if I put a platform here, it highlights that section, right? So if I highlight all the boxes in this larger box, like that, just by putting a little platform in there, that tells me this box is taken by M4. I like that. I like that a lot. Although we're creating the shape a little bit ineffectively here, let's just make sure this thing is indeed outputting at full capacity. It is. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the end of this episode. We have completely revamped our milestone 4's factory to be, I think, probably the final design. It is now outputting to base. We'll give the same treatment to the milestone 5 to 7 factory. We have completed milestone 8, which will allow us to unlock crystals, and we will maybe not go through that next episode. I might spend next episode doing a very quick cleanup on milestone 567's shape and picking a nice spot to do this. It won't take this long because we do have all of our Mark III blueprints now, so it should be a very simple matter of just slapping those down, picking a nice area, and then piping those shapes back to base. But I think we've done really well, guys. Oh, You know why that's not picking up? Because we haven't upgraded our vortex to level 3. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Can't do it like that. Is that picking up everything? We got to go up one layer, select everything from the input section, copy all of that, and then we copy up and stick that onto level 3, and then that should allow, there you go, now it's pouring in all 3 levels of the shape, all 3 levels going in here, everything's going in. We're gonna be getting a billion operator levels, or we've got some already. Look at that, all those research points. We can probably even afford some other stuff soon. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.